Let me tell you that an arrest warrant was signed for Elias Abulazam at 3 o'clock this morning for the assault of one of the young men here in Flint. It actually was one of the young men we introduced you to earlier this week. His name is Antoine. But so they signed the warrant. Let me tell you how this all unfolded. There was an anonymous tip to the Michigan State Police tip line yesterday afternoon. That led police to a Beecher party store, and then they started tracking this guy electronically. They caught up with him at the Hartsfield Atlanta airport, and that's where Customs and Border Patrol people took him into custody. Leesburg, Virginia police were the first to go on record with it this morning. Here's what Chris Jones had to say.
We suspect that his attempt was to board a plane and leave, certainly Atlanta. So what we're trying to do now is pin down exactly what his intention was, where he was going. All of the information that the detectives have been working on and gathering from the public led them to start narrowing in on one particular suspect. And from that, then they were able to start tracking him and tracking his whereabouts that led them finally to Atlanta.
How this unfolded here in Flint, at about midnight, FBI agents called Antoine, and they went over to talk to him, and they showed him pictures of the gentleman that was arrested in Atlanta. After they were able to identify him, that's when they went and got that arrest warrant. As you can imagine, there's kind of a collective sigh of relief in Flint, the thought that this guy might be behind bars. But the people who were actually attacked say they're going to wait. They want to see this guy to make sure it's the right attacker.
He hurt a lot of families. He hurt a lot of lives, a lot of homes. He ruined a lot of people's lives, period. So he should get life. He should get death, in my eyes.
I'm not relieved yet until he's actually behind bars and it's proven that this is the guy.
Antoine Wilson and his family are cautious this morning, hoping that the man who attacked Antoine is really locked up. Last night, the FBI contacted some of the victims to show them pictures of the man they arrested at Atlanta's Hartsfield Airport. Sources identify him as 33-year-old Elias Abulazam, who has recently been living in Michigan, where 16 of the attacks occurred, but years ago lived in Leesburg, Virginia, where 3 men were also assaulted. The suspect's dark green SUV was apparently impounded in Grand Blanc. The suspect, Abulazam, was attempting to board a Delta flight to Tel Aviv.
They said I almost didn't make it.
Heart stopped.
My heart stopped twice. Before I got to the hospital and when I got to the hospital.
And again, he's not yet charged in the attack on Antoine. They did not reach Antoine last night. They did sign an arrest warrant for the case of Antoine, a gentleman who wanted to remain anonymous because he was so frightened because this guy was still out there. But again, this is all unfolding very, very rapidly. We're looking forward to a 2 o'clock press conference this afternoon, but we understand that many of the investigators are actually on their way to Atlanta right now. Reporting live, I'm Mary Conway, Channel 7 Action News.
Mary, I know we don't know a lot about this suspect, but I understand some of the people he worked with at that store, that convenience store, helped police track him down. Did you hear anything like that, or have you heard anything about this possibly being racially motivated?
Well, my colleague Michael Rosenfield has much more on that. We have many aspects to this story, and that's one of the things that Michael will be getting to. But yes, a number of people have come forward to help in trying to track this gentleman.
All right, Mary, I know it's breaking. I know you're going to continue to follow leads on your end. Thank you much. We'll talk